Madam Acting Chair of the Finance Committee, Sandy, if you'd like to begin? Oops.
Yes, it's just 5:45. Thank you so much for joining us this evening in the meeting. I know it takes some time out of your schedule, and we greatly appreciate you attending. I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting with the accessibility statement. So bear with me. I'm filling in for Doug this evening. Big shoes to fill, but I'll try my best. So this meeting is accessible to the people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833, extension 202. The notice of discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. If you have any questions, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833, again, extension 202 for more information. Thank you very much. As we get into the schedule here, I'm going to turn this over to Mary and she's going to do the roll call, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sandra Wright,
Yes, present.
Christine Joy,
Present.
Frank Staffier,
Present.
Stephen Santusonio.
Present.
And for the record, staff that are here, Brenda Robeson,
Here.
Charles Kilmer,
Present.
Sean Noel,
Present.
Mary, thank you, and Mary Waldron, and we have guest Russell Knapp.
Hi, everyone.
So, Madam Chair, go into the minutes of
Yeah,
the.
thank you, Mary. Do I hear a motion for the minutes for November 30th, 2021, the finance meeting?
Motion to accept. So moved, Madam Chairman.
Okay, we have a first and second. That's does it have to be a roll call?
Yes, it does. Madam Chair, vote to, so we'll be vote to accept.
Yes.
Stephen Santusonio,
Accept.
Christine Joy,
Accept.
Frank Staffier,
Accept.
and that is it. It's
Oh.
unanimous.
Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes for special finance meeting for January 18, 2022?
Motion to accept. Madam Chairman.
Okay, motion made by Stephen and the second by who?
Frank Staffier,
Frank, thank you. Okay, so roll call, if you would please, Mary.
Sandra Wright,
Yes,
Christine Joy,
Accept.
Stephen Santusonio,
Accept.
and Frank Staffier. Frank, were you able to weigh in? I'll double check with him. Okay,
okay, I think he's there somewhere.
yes.
Okay, moving right along, I would like to take Markham LLC presentation of the draft FY 2020-2021 audit report out of order. So Mr. Russell?
Russell, I just made you a co-host.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Take me 1 second to try and figure out exactly how to do this on. How does that look? Does that look okay to everybody?
Yep.
Okay, great. So normally I would just share the PDF of the financials. This year I thought it'd be a little bit easier to put together a quick PowerPoint to kind of summarize, the key information without getting bogged down in all the individual pages. So we're not flipping through a PDF or a hard copy. You got that in front of you. So a quick introduction. My name is Russell Knapp. I've been working on the audit, I believe 4 or 5 years now. I think I assisted on it 5 years ago, and I've kind of been the lead on it for the last 4 years. So I've been working with Brenda since she came on board, and I've been working with Mary as well. So thank everybody for having me again. And as always, I always like to mention that the audit went smoothly, and Mary and Brenda were excellent in helping us move things along. And it was I would say it was a very efficient audit. The reason we only issued last week is mainly just because of the backlog of audits that we had, mainly due to COVID, really pushing things up against their due dates. But with that said, I'd love to jump into the financials here. So your audit is a single audit. It's broken up into two portions: the audit of the financial statements, and then your compliance audit on your federal awards. So each year we have to choose which programs we're going to audit. And the biggest driver for that decision is the size of the programs. So almost every year we're testing your agent cluster, which is your EOEA. In FY21, there's about 1.7 million federal expenditures. And we also tested the MassDOT grants, which is a highway planning construction cluster, which is about 921,000 in fiscal year 2021. So the financial statements, our audit opinion is qualified. Again, this is the same as last year regarding GASB 68 retirement reporting. I know, Mary, you sent me that email a couple days ago. I understand that there's still some, we're still following up on that. And hopefully you guys have a positive outcome. But until then, we still need to carry forward the qualified opinion. But it is, again, it's just a qualified opinion related to GASB 68. There are no internal control issues identified. That's noted right here. No deficiencies in internal controls and no material non-compliance regarding the financial statements. And moving on to the compliance audit of federal awards, we have an unmodified opinion there, which is a clean audit opinion, and no deficiencies in internal controls over non-compliance. So just a quick summary of some of your changes from 2020. And there's a recurring theme here. Most of your changes from 2020 are related to CARES Act grants. So your current assets increased. That was mainly due to CARES Act funding in 2021. Total liabilities increased. But again, that's kind of expected whenever there's an increase in grant activity. Just doing more business is going to create liabilities to increase and expenses to increase. Deferred outflows and inflows. Those are your basically your prepaid OPEB contributions. Those are basically just driven by your valuation that's done every year. So those fluctuations are basically just coming directly from the report from Odyssey. And you had a total increase in net position of 380,000. And the biggest driver in that positive increase, again, is your CARES Act grant money from 2021. And here's another indication. Your operating revenues increased 746,000 from last year. Again, the main driver, CARES Act. Expenses increased as well, with the biggest portion going to sub-grantee awards. Again, just more CARES Act funding driving those sub-grants. And again, you're changing that position to 380,000. So there really wasn't anything else that jumped out at me that I really wanted to focus on. If there's any questions, I'd love to take them now.
Russell, just a sound check, because I think it's when you turn a little bit that we can't necessarily hear you straight on, but
Okay.
I think we got the gist of what you were talking about.
Okay.
Mary, I've got a question for Russell. Actually, I've got two questions.
Yep.
Christine, we're not able to hear you.
I was a little confused by that.
But if you could repeat, you faded a little out, Christine.
Okay, it's note 11 on page 30. I was confused by that language.
Were you able to hear that, Russell?
And I
No.
apologize. I'm outside. I'm dog sitting, so there's a lot of barking in the background.
No problem. What was the question? I pulled up the financials.
Yep.
All
So I
right,
think
so it's on page, actually it's note 11 on page 30.
Yeah, what's the question exactly?
The question, I believe the note says 55 years, or if you're 55 years of age or 10 years of service, that you're able to collect the OPEB benefit, and I was confused by that.
I'd have to take a look at the Odyssey report. That's pretty standard for OPEB benefits.
Unless I'm reading it incorrectly.
No, I don't believe you're reading anything incorrectly. That's coming straight from the report.
Okay, well, I guess that I wasn't aware that people who hadn't retired or that were only 55 with 10 years of service could partake in the OPEB. So, okay, thank you. That's it.
We can definitely follow up on that, but it's my understanding that's coming right from your Odyssey plan document.
Okay.
I'm happy to double check for you in case there's a discrepancy there.
If you could, Russell, I think that would be helpful. I did not
Okay.
see that. So Christine, I'm kind of with you in terms of getting an understanding of what that means.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So do we want to table that, or how will we come about for that answer, Mary?
Well, today's finance meeting, I think what Russell said he will do, he'll have an explanation. So tomorrow, we're going to go through this again. And the hope is that Russ will have that answer. That's why we're doing this finance meeting in advance of tomorrow. So these questions can be, that we can take a more conservative look at what was presented. I
Okay,
don't know if Charlie or Brenda or anyone that maybe. you
Yeah,
might be
so-
aware- There you go,
So I
Charlie.
think that's what they're saying is, if you started at 45, worked 10 years, then you're vested in the retirement system, then you retire from OCPC, then you would actually be eligible for OPEB benefits, but not during your employment. Because you're already, I mean, if you're working for OCPC, you have the option to take healthcare. So that's current employment benefits.
Correct. Yep.
You wouldn't be getting both.
okay. Do we have any other questions from anybody? If not hearing any other questions from anybody, I believe this is a motion to accept. Or are we going to wait until tomorrow?
I think because it needs to come from the finance committee with the
Okay.
recommendation. So
I feel comfortable accepting the report. We'll just get the clarification on that one item.
that's correct.
That
So
could
I'll
be
make a
typo.
motion. Yeah, could be a typo.
Yeah, they might mean 65 instead of 55.
Well,
Okay.
that language, that 55 and 10, you see that a lot in 401k plans. I don't know, I know that maybe talking apples and oranges, but a lot of those are written into like 401k plan documents. So, I mean, not that it matters because might be talking apples and oranges here, but.
Right.
I'll take a look right after this call. I have a copy of the report. I just have to pull it up and I can double check for you guys.
Thanks, Russell. And if you can just email Brenda,
Yep.
I'll be doing here. That would be helpful. And if we have the answer before the end of our meeting, we can inform everybody. But
Perfect.
thanks, Russell. So there is you have one motion.
Motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Steve, and this is a roll call.
It is
Okay,
Sandra Wright,
yes.
Stephen Centosonio,
Yes,
Frank Staffier,
Yes,
Christine Joy.
Yes,
Oh.
accept.
We also have Val Massard. I'm sorry, Val, I did not see you come in, but thank you for joining us.
Just join. Yep, I accept.
Thank you. That is unanimous, Madam Chair.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Okay. We're going to be moving right back to our regular schedule here. And thank you, Russell.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you so much for having me.
So
Okay, so we're
we're gonna-
going to go to review of financials for November and December 2021.
that is, let me just get there, Brenda, if you give me 1 second.
No worries.
Okay, there's November.
Okay. Starting with November Statement of Expenditures Report. shows a total expenses for the month of $152,319.22. Moving ahead to the cash position report. In November, showing income for the month of $175,934.01. Disbursements for the month were $178,822.58. Total cash available at month's end was $1,047,135.32. OPEB had a loss in November of $6,350.04, bringing the ending balance in the OPEB account to $909,359.04. Moving ahead to the budget resources report. Total receipts for the month being $175,934.01, bringing the total cumulative receipts in FY22 to $610,986.05. Moving ahead to the AAA report. Pass-through cumulative billing total recorded was $1,711,415. Pass-through cumulative receipts total recorded was $703,422. Ombudsman and admin funds cumulative billings were $335,824. Cumulative receipts were $104,447. Volunteer transportation account, November beginning balance was $183,356.44. Total payments to volunteers in November was $2,127.52. I lost a piece of my page. Okay, I'm sorry. Moving ahead to the ROM November 2021 statement and activity. Sorry about that. I lost a piece of my bottom of my page.
No
The
problem.
balance at the beginning of the month in November was $177,777.17. November receipts were $5,850, bringing the total ROM FY22 receipts to $35,992. November expenses were $4,349.28, bringing the total ROM expenses in FY22 in November to $35,355.35. The ending balance in November in the account was $179,413.61. Okay, moving ahead to the budget spend down report. Page 1 shows total FY22 expenditures through the end of November were $806,372. Our spent to date percentage rate at the end of November was 34.5%. The ideal percentage in the 5th month of the fiscal year would be 41.65. So we continue on a positive trend, showing a 7.6% surplus at the end of November. There are no changes on page 2 or page 3. And lastly is a list of the November combined accounts payables. Okay, move right ahead to the December financials.
You may want to just you can either do them combined as a motion, or I don't know what the will of it.
Do you want to do the motion to accept both at the same time after I've done the full report, or do you want to do one at a time, Sandra, Christine?
I think we could do both at the same time, if
Okay.
unless anybody has any questions for the November financials.
Okay.
No question, then we should proceed.
Okay, moving ahead to the December financials, statement of expenditures report shows total expenses for the month of $182,263.33. Cash position report shows income for the month of $177,779.05. Disbursements for the month were $190,092.68. Total cash available at month's end was $1,049,890.25. The OPEB account had a gain in December of $30,579.97, bringing the ending balance in the OPEB account to $939,939.01. Moving ahead to the budget resources report. Total receipts for the month were $177,779.05, bringing the total cumulative receipts in FY22 to $788,765.10. AAA report. Okay, AAA pass-through cumulative billing total recorded was $1,711,415. Pass-through cumulative receipts total recorded was $761,196. Ombudsman and admin funds cumulative billings recorded are $343,686. Cumulative receipts recorded total was $145,160. Volunteer transportation account had a beginning balance of $181,228.92. Payments to volunteers in December were $1,611.97. No donations received in December. The December ending balance in the fund was $179,616.95. Moving ahead to the ROM December 2021 statement and activity. Balance at the beginning of the month was $179,413.61. December receipts were $5,850, bringing the total ROM FY22 receipts to $41,842. December expenses were $6,873.50, bringing the total ROM expenses in FY22 to $42,228.85. The ending balance in December was $179,980.49. Moving ahead to the budget spend down report. Page 1, total FY22 expenditures through the end of December was $985,177. Our spent to date average rate at the end of December was 41.6%. The ideal percentage in the 6th month of the fiscal year would be 50%. So we continue on a positive trend showing a 8.4% surplus at the end of December. No changes on page 2 or page 3. And then the list of the combined accounts payables for December. And then the OPEB, the front page of the OPEB account for December is attached here also, which is not the usual thing, but it's attached. So, and that's the end of the financial report.
Very good. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
So do I hear a motion to accept?
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion, a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. This will be by roll call.
Yes, Sandra Wright,
Yes.
Christine Joy,
Yes.
Stephen Santusonio,
Yes,
Val Massard,
Yes.
Frank Staffier.
Yes.
That's unanimous.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so we're going to move on to the financial policy, and I'm going to turn this over to Mary, if she would be so kind.
Great. I will just take this simply as an update. Christine, Charlie, myself, we had a discussion with the legal counsel, Murphy Hesse Toomey Lane. It was a very instructive and very informative meeting. Lots of different questions, and Charlie, who is, as I said 1,000 times, an encyclopedia and extremely detailed oriented and organized, was able to pull out a document that back in 2016 was signed by the council and approved an investment policy. So they're looking at that right now. They're looking at, sort of the way that we want to go. There's been some rules and regulations changing, and they're going to come back with a recommendations to us. If in fact we had them by tonight, we would have been able to have them presented to you. But I think at this point, when Murphy Hesse to Mullane comes back with, there was some language in that Charlie had noted that there was to go out to bid. Do we really need to go out to bid? So at this point, we are in good hands. We're waiting their direction. And once we get that, we'll have it before all of you for review. And then once that investment policy is in good and ready for approval, at that point, then I believe that the council will move forward with selecting a fiduciary to oversee that investment policy. So I don't know if Christine and Charlie would like to add to that, but that's where the summary, the financial policy is sort of part of that OPEB analysis that Bob Moran did as well. But it's the cart before the horse if we're going to be selecting a fiduciary without getting our house rules and regulations in order.
Right.
So, Charlie?
You covered it perfectly, Mary. We're doing our due diligence with the legal counsel and just waiting to hear back. And good news is there was the signed the council minutes from, I believe, 2012 that had the board accepting the Mass General Law, Chapter 20. So that was good news. And we're just waiting to hear back. And this is just one step in the process of ensuring sound financial planning within OCPC.
And so no action at this point is required on either item number 5 or item number 6. It was really just to update you that it was this finance committee direction to have me contact legal counsel, and that was the best advice that could be made to help us continue to make sure we're on the path. I would anticipate, I think we will have that be ready for February meeting. So a finance meeting the day before, I believe it's February 26th, if I'm right. So, we should have something in advance. And as soon as we get it, the idea is to get it out to the council members so you can review it, adopt that, and then be ready, I believe, to make a decision about the fiduciary of the OPEB funds. Christine, right? I know that, I think.
That
right?
sounded great, Mary. Yeah, Mary and Charlie, everything you said was perfect, spot on.
So no action. Go ahead. No action at this point.
And does anybody have any questions for Mary, Christine, or Charles? No, we're all set. So I guess we'll further this after we get legal verbiage on, what we should do, and it'll be brought up to the council, hopefully sometime in February as indicated. Thank you very much, all of you, for doing the hard work and looking into this. It's greatly appreciated. And I guess if there's any other questions, please let us know. I think we're at the end of the meeting.
We are. I was just going to check with Brenda to see if she received anything from Russell by any chance by an email.
Okay.
Let me just double check real quick.
Would you? And then if not, as soon as we do hear from Russell, we will share it with this finance committee. So you are brought up to speed before we share it with the full council tomorrow. I think that's the right process since you have been all here and listening to as we vet this through.
Right.
He did send an email, and it says the eligibility section of the plan from the I guess the Odyssey report before age 2nd 2012, age 55 with 10 years of credible service, 20 years of service regardless of age, on or after April 2nd 2012, age 60 with 10 years of credible service. And he said that he will amend the language in the financials to include these additional factors.
Here, let's, I have it here. I see he sent it to Charlie as
Yeah,
well.
he did. He sent it to all
So,
3 of us.
Let me do this. Let me just, if you can bear with me, because if I get off, then I'm going to do this, but I'm going to send it to everybody that is on this right now so you can read the language as well. And then, did that clear things up for anybody?
I think it sounded good. If we can just get that, maybe amended and into the file, that would be good.
Yep.
And it's on page 30 of the GASB report from Odyssey.
Is that included anywhere in our personnel policy or on any documents? Because I did a quick read through the personnel policy and I didn't see anything, but it really, when it gets to that, it's kind of vague.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it is what it is, it just, it's nice to have an explanation that's.
So it might be a good timing that we're going to be meeting in the next 2 weeks with the personnel committee so that this is all aligned. And again, I know it sounds a little bit bureaucratic with all these different subcommittees, but at the same time, it's just other checks and balances about, right? Just because it might be a financial matter, it does have a personnel aspect to it and vice versa. So Charlie, does this, you're the most senior in terms of having been around. I don't recall that coming up in our review of the handbook.
Yeah, I don't recall that coming up either.
So we'll do that.
So what did the email say, like a tiered amount of benefit based on how many years of service in your age?
It's Mary, can you
I see it here. So it says, hi, Mary, please see here. Let me just share my screen.
and if you open the attachment, you'll see the page of the GASB report. He attached that
Right.
page.
Yep. So you can see my email, right?
Yeah.
Mary, please see the eligibility section of the attached excerpts from the plan before April 2nd, 2012, age 55 with 10 years of credible service, 20 years of service regardless of age, or on after April 2nd, 2012, age 60 with 10 years of credible service. So let's open up this. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So that does come from the Odyssey advisors. So this must be referring to, there was the language amendment about retirement. But the age 55, I thought that was only for like firefighters and corrections officers and things of that nature, not having to do with professional managers.
I'm almost there.
That's why I'm checking on
Woohoo.
it, Charlie. I don't want to lose you.
I'm there for both of those, but we're not going anywhere. So let's do this. Maybe we can just make a call also to Odyssey and asking them.
Actually, it may be that it's not even really an issue because it's date restricted, isn't it? I mean, do we have anybody this even applies to? I mean, I thought it was 65. You had to be 65 and retire to take this benefit. Charlie might be able to answer with his table if we even have anybody in this category, because if we don't, you know, maybe it's not even really a valid thing to
Right.
be concerned about.
Right. Group participants who plan. Retirees who elect GIC coverage shall pay 100% of incremental costs. Okay. Yeah, I would, now that we have this, you know, let us do a little due diligence with
Mhm.
Russell as well as with Odyssey. And if we think it's of an issue, we will alert you before the meeting. And then I forward this all to you, just so you can have it yourselves. But we'll follow up and try to get some answers. And if it doesn't affect it, then we will say we should just move forward as is.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds great.
Good. Thank you, Christine, for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Appreciated. And I know we don't want anything to just be in there without clarification. So I think it's important, if we're going to do this, that we, you know, make it right the first time
Yep.
that we do it. So thank you very
Yeah,
much.
could be that Odyssey just lifted it right out of whatever the GIC offers. And that's where we can't modify.
Anything.
Since we're a participant in the GIC, we just take
Yeah.
what their menu of options are.
Okay.
Right? That was 55 years. My goodness, I'd be gone a long time ago, but that's not, just Just kidding, you guys. I got another 5.
You would have been retired and back to work, Mary.
With that, Madam Chair, there's maybe a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, thank you. I thank you so much, everybody, for coming in or joining us this evening. Greatly appreciated. So a motion is made by
Was
Christine.
there a second?
Second? Steven,
I'll
seconded?
second that, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Everybody have a great night.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Thank
Tomorrow.
you. Bye.